Yeah. I think we're going to start, Gina, so if you want to come do the roll call announcements and stuff.
Craig Miller,
Here.
Ed Fisher, Stephen O'Connor,
Here.
Ray Frankenberg, Bob Engelman, Bill Stratman, Mayor Hagedorn,
Here.
Joe Holtmeyer,
Here.
Sandy Lucy,
Here.
Elby Alcorn, Bill Miller,
Here.
Tim Brinker, Mike Coulter, Jeff Niemeyer, Charles Stankovic, Darren Lamb.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning, everybody. Hope Bill gets here pretty soon. Other than that, we'll muddle through it. Need an approval of the minutes. Do we even have a quorum?
I just hold off until the next meeting.
Gotcha. Sounds great. Craig, Amtrak?
Just a short notice, I did put an article in the packet about them putting some funding in the upcoming budget for the state of Missouri that I got some questions about. I'm like, I don't know what that is, so I looked into it. With regard to future federal funds that they've applied to identify, like a third train and directions in Missouri, they have requested to put some money in the budget so that if they are awarded some of those, or some of those corridors are identified as possible expansion for federal dollars, they put in some matching funds to go ahead and do some studies, things like that going forward. So it's kind of preliminary stuff. So, and other than that, I do have a meeting coming up with the MORPAC group, I think November 1st. So just in a day or so here. So I'll have some more next time.
Thank you. Number 2, Causeway Missouri River Bridge flood issue. Who's doing that one? No report. Okay. Highway 47, the 47 Corridor Committee. Wow.
Yeah, no Jim today.
Okay. Franklin County Transpo Committee.
I was at, I guess I should go up here.
Yes.
You gonna yell at me?
Yes.
I'm waiting for you to do it. She would have done it afterwards. I did attend the last Franklin County Transportation Committee meeting. It was just, I think, they've got the projects lined up for the commission. Still needs to approve all the funding that came out of the committee for all the various communities that applied for the funds. We had how much in ours? We had a request on third? Yeah, for 100,000, and that was approved, so we're just waiting for that. And then I also let them know that we're gonna go ahead and move. I was appointed to be the primary board member for the city of Washington while John was, after John's absence or whatever, but now we're gonna move Charles into that position, and I'll be on there as an alternative. We gotta take that to the council, I think, at the first meeting in November. Stephen, any other comments that you had from the meeting?
I don't.
Okay. I'll just stay up here for the, I can do it.
50-50?
50-50. So we do have this is primarily for the entrance into Oldenburg Industrial Park, correct? That's the whole reason why it's on there. It's 100% funded, actually, as I think we've reported to you in the past or whatever. Any update on that?
We
Go ahead.
submitted the Cochran submitted the plans to MoDOT for approval. I think we followed up last week, and they said that there were, I think comments were made back, or required to be back from staff to us by the 31st. So then we can make changes, and then hopefully, if there's not too many, go out to bid quickly. And we're working on both the internal stuff for the park and Highway 100. Hopefully, we'll go out to bid at the same time. So.
Thank you, Sal. Joe, MoDOT Northeast District.
Actually, not a whole lot. We did have a really good meeting a couple weeks ago with Missouri Transportation Commission came from the state, which was really good. A lot of it was on 70, up and down as far as that corridor, as far as ramps, that kind of stuff. We did talk about a little bit through Dutzel raising that as an issue. So, but other than that, things are going good. So, very good. Questions?
Thank you. Washington Special Road District. Nothing there? Okay. Old Highway 100 Bridge, any changes? Yeah, correct. Airport.
And just briefly, the new hangars are up and being occupied. The last item that we have before we close out the project is seed and straw, which obviously we're not going to be able to do till spring. So what we're doing is releasing the rest of the funds, starting the reimbursement request with MoDOT for the first big chunk of it, and then we'll hold back. I think it's the cost of seed and straw plus 20% to the contractor. So we won't officially close that out till spring. But as far as airport traffic, September had a total of 636 flights, and October so far is down from that, but I think September is just with the weather, a nicer month. But I'm assuming we're at 431 flights, so about 200 down from last month. But this is a new tracking system, so I'll see how that compares as we continue to do this. So,
Thanks.
You still get inquiries about hangar space?
oh yeah, I mean, there's still over 30 people on the wait list, even with people moving over. And so then we're talking to potential people who may want to build and lease, but
How do you do? First come, first served?
on the hangar list, yeah, there's a
Priority in selecting.
yeah, a wait list, yep. Yeah, I mean, if there's business usage, they're gonna use a lot of gas rather than someone who's gonna fly the plane once a year. Obviously, they get prioritized differently.
Other questions? Thanks, Sal.
You say there's a different way of counting. What's the difference in the way that you count the number of flights in and out?
From counting, well, we just have a different software program now from what we had before. There's like we hired an assistant airport manager who has this FlightAware software now that we've started utilizing. And beforehand, we tried to use, they would actually try and count the flights, but they couldn't get them all. And so it was always kind of a ballpark of exactly. But now we have a FlightAware system that tells you exactly how many arrivals and departures are every day. What we can't find out right now is if it's business or recreational, but we've actually asked our airport consultant if they are aware of some software that can tie the FlightAware into actual flight path numbers to determine if it's business or not.
But the new system is coming up this month with fewer flights.
Yeah, yep. We have 431 so far for the month of October and 636 in September, so.
Sal, is that the highest month? That sounds really high, that number.
We started the FlightAware in September 1st, so, yeah.
Okay.
Now, you said, you count the flight taking off and landing as 2 flights, or?
No, so it counts arrivals and departures. So, they're not always going to be the same. Like, October 17th, we had 20 arrivals with 23 departures. So, at least, there's more people leaving one day, and it could be vice versa, switched over. So it's not always equal.
23 in one day, that's pretty high.
For departures, yeah. That was the highest in October. September had actually 3 days that were 20 and 23. So that's where I'm curious with, I'll talk to Kevin if that is, I wonder if that's a pattern, if there's something going on that it's common that there's the same flights coming in and out. But 20 and 23, you see a couple times come up over the last 2 months. Other than that, it's all scattered between 4 to 5, 3 to 3, 13 to 12. So they're not always exactly arrivals and departures. So.
If somebody's out there doing touch and goes, how does that?
It does not count touch and goes. So it actually has to be, the FlightAware software does not count the touch and goes. Yeah, we did inquire about that, just because if the school from Spirit is out here, that could make it way up, so.
Other questions? Okay. Thanks, Sal.
Team track, I can tell you there's no report there, no update. And then if you're okay, East-West Parkway, I'll move on. The first phase of that was actually paved about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So I just went and looked at it yesterday. I'm sure we'll do a nice ribbon cutting for Darren. That's been in his plans forever, so. No, yeah, no, but that'll be, that'll open up for at least another 36 homes, possibly another 36 in phase one. And then we're already talking with the developer about possibly them coming from the south as well, with an additional 35 to 40 homes. So it's, you know, kind of the whole point of us participating in these larger streets is, one, they're in the comp plan, so we're dictating where they go. So there's a little responsibility of us participating in them, but it's hopefully to facilitate additional residential growth, which is what we're seeing. So if you go out there and you look from the overlook down, you can see all the grading happening on the Clay Camp Farm for where the houses will go. So there's gonna be a lot of change from the view there. So,
We could sure use them,
yeah.
that's for sure. I don't know if you guys have seen, young ladies have seen the numbers of Washington School District enrollment. It's significantly down from last year, like almost 200. So, and I've got to believe that our need of single-family housing is part of that.
Yep.
And we're trying to address that.
Yep. Our housing numbers are significantly up over the last 3 years than they had been. So hopefully that's you'll see a delayed
Yeah.
response to that.
Exactly.
You know, we don't know exactly how many young families are in those new homes, but, you know, between everything we've already approved, not even just built, but about 500 multifamily and probably about 400 single-family homes have been approved, lots, I should say. So once builders start opening up a little bit, I'm sure our building department will be very busy.
I wonder if our other schools are seeing the same decline. You know, there's not as many students out there these days to pick from.
Borgia is holding steady. Is that,
Yep, grade school's up just a little bit.
is it? Good. Thanks, Sal.
Yep. Anything else?
What do we got next? East-West Gateway 2050 plans. No report. Okay. Public transportation. No report. Anyone have any other business?
Stephen, I want to thank you for your prompt response to that traffic light out there. My
Okay.
goodness.
Did it
It
get taken care of?
It did, so thank you for that. And then Darren, Sal, Charles, the speed signs on, is it Sophia? Sophia. Yeah, and all that. Those folks are real happy about that. So thank you for taking care of that.
Okay.
So, and you-
They can do it remotely, so it's pretty slick.
I know, it is. So, anyway.
And our project on 100 could get started the next month or so. And there's not a whole lot we can probably do this time of year, but KJU's working on 50. And once they get that project completed, they're gonna come up here and be the subcontractor for PACE. And they're gonna do some sidewalk and ADA work when they can with the cold weather, but it'll probably really get kicked off in 2024. That's paving from 5th Street to Washington Street on 100. Resurfacing.
Great.
When is Highway 100 resurfacing project gonna happen?
I mean, it's scheduled to start, it could start this year, but they probably won't get much done this year. They won't do any kind of paving, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
But they gotta do the sidewalk and ADA work first. And that would be possibly this year, depending on the weather.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it'll take care next year.
Fifth Street to Washington Street, you mean Washington Heights Drive, or what's
Yeah.
Washington Street?
Just to the west of 47,
Washington Heights Drive.
Washington.
at Washington Heights.
East of 47.
Washington Heights, maybe.
Yeah, I thought it was,
between Washington Heights and 47.
yeah,
From there, going east to South Point. Is that correct?
5th Street.
Yeah, east of the street, South Point.
Are they going to do sidewalks along that entire stretch then?
They're gonna do what's needed. I don't have the plans. I don't know exactly what
Okay.
they plan to do, but some of that work is in the plans to do ADA upgrades.
there anything new on Highway 100 at Oldenburg Industrial Park?
Yeah, I mean, we've got plans, and we reviewed the plans. We had to have our comments back by last Wednesday, and I think Sal's gonna get plans, comments.
already sent the contract, yeah. I didn't see the comments sent back to Congress.
Yeah, so MoDOT will send the comments back to their group, I think you said by the end of this month.
Yeah, I thought I saw some deadline for the 31st, but we're hoping to go out, I mean, unless there's, I haven't seen the comments from MoDOT between Cochrane, unless there's a ton of changes needed, we're hoping to still go out to bid for that this year, before the end of the year, and give the contractor, as soon as the new year starts, free rein to begin.
And when is AZZ planning to be up and running?
January 1st, 2025. Yep. So they're gonna be in there testing and everything before that, but I think fully operational, you know, doors open January 1st. So, yep.
Any other questions, concerns? Okay. I need a motion, I guess, to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you, gang.
Thank you for being our fearless leader today.
Stepping up.
Yeah.
I missed about half the meeting, didn't I?